I'm back with a review. I finished watching some of the special features on this classic film. Thought, man, this deserves to get talked about. 1975's Dog Day Afternoon, directed by Sidney Lumet. He pairs up with Al Pacino right off the heels of the classic Serpico film to produce the equally outstanding Dog Day Afternoon. You know, Al Pacino, having been in the two Godfather movies up to this point, really to take on this kind of a role is a testament to the kind of actor that he is. Basically, what you've got here is a movie about a homosexual or a bisexual that's going to rob a bank so that he can pay for his boyfriend's sex change operation. I mean, that's the story. What makes it interesting is that it's based on true events. A guy named John Wojciech, back in the 70s, attempted to rob a bank in Brooklyn with his partner, and he was completely inept, and ended badly. He went to jail for 20 years. I think he served 6 years. There's actually a documentary that just came out in 2013 on those events called The Dog, which was very interesting as well. If you ever get a chance to check out The Dog about the real bank robbery, you should check that out. But Al Pacino plays John Wojciech, and also his partner, Sal, is played by John Casale. And John Casale is a fantastic actor. It doesn't get nearly the recognition he deserves. He played Frito in The Godfather. He was in A Deer Hunter and The Conversation. He's a fantastic actor. But basically, in this film, John plays the dim-witted. Basically, he's kind of the henchman. He's the enforcer for Al Pacino. Al Pacino's if there is a brains of the operation, he's the brains. John's the kind of the dim-witted enforcer. But neither one had a clue about what they were doing. You know, they just they robbed a bank after, of course, the bank's been pretty much purged of its money late in the afternoon. They just didn't plan it at all. They just showed up with some shotguns and attempted to rob a bank. The film it's a series of escalations. Once the police arrive and they've surrounded the bank, Al Pacino starts playing to the crowd, inciting the crowd, and more police show up, and it becomes kind of an anti film. I mean, you got kind of like the Attica. There was a period of time right at the heels of the late 60s, early 70s with countercultural type stuff, and anti-heroes became very popular. And I think this film and those events actually caught that wave of public. I guess the public was really into kind of anti-heroes at that point, and anti-government, and anti-establishment, and anti-the police. But the bottom line is the proceedings went very badly. The police handled it badly. And these guys just didn't know what they were doing, but they did know how to play to the crowds and play to the sympathies of a crowd that was really angry about a lot of things going on in America at that time. Al Pacino's performance, fantastic. I mean, for him, after the two Godfather films, to take a role as basically a bisexual or homosexual that's going to rob a bank to pay for his lover's sex operation is. At first, I don't think he wanted to do it. Apparently, I was listening to the documentary and the commentary track, which, by the way, the Sidney Lumet commentary track on this is fantastic. The extra interviews, there's two, one with Al Pacino, one with the editor, 20 minutes long, that are fantastic. But what makes the film is Al Pacino and John Casale. And the fact is that while that is the storyline, you've got a homosexual or bisexual. they don't shove that in your face or beat you over the head with it. That is what it is. What's really what they play to, and what Al Pacino talked about in the interview was, we're going to make a film about this character's life and him dealing with a series of events, and the characters around him dealing with a series of events. Whether you're gay or not gay, I mean, the focus is on dealing with those things that are happening in a situation that's out of control. You know, you've been caught robbing a bank, you're busted, you know, and now the world's kind of closing in on around these two guys. And how do you, is there a way out of this situation? Also in this film, guest appearance, not a guest appearance, but an early brief appearance by Chris Sarandon, who plays Al Pacino's lover that wants to get the operation. He's fantastic in his small role. Charles Durning plays the cop in this film, and he was awesome as hell. I mean, he's just fantastic. And you even get a small part at the end with Lance Henriksen, a very young, early Lance Henriksen is in this film. It's an awesome movie. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's also got a documentary. It's a 2-disc set. It's got a document. Well, there's not too much in the way of exciting artwork, but the second disc has a documentary about John Casale and his career. He died at 42 from cancer. I mean, can you imagine? Now he'd be almost 70, but can you imagine if you've seen The Deer Hunter or The Conversation or this film, and you know of his ability, his acting abilities, can you imagine what we have gotten as a film lovers and film buffs had the guy survived and lived on to? This is just a crying shame he died. I mean, this is at such an early age, because he was a fantastic actor. Just he had one of those. He and Al Pacino just have that look that when they're on the screen, it's just magic, and you know, you can't bottle that. It's genetic, I guess. But yeah, there's a 40-minute documentary about John on this, and then two 20-minute interviews with Al Pacino and the editor, as well as there's 2 short films, not documentaries, but short films by John Casale from 1964 and 1969, which are fascinating as he was starting his career. So yeah, if you don't have Dog Day Afternoon, it's a must-own. If you haven't seen it in a while, you owe it to yourself to check it out. If you have seen it, I'd recommend going back and listening to Sidney Lumet's commentary, because it's fascinating stuff. Great movie, 10 out of 10. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.